Plaintiff Terica Baskin says when she was a teenager, her mother, the defendant, started dating a man who introduced her to cocaine. Terica claims eventually she was exposed to other drugs, and she became a full-blown addict. She's suing her mother for breach of contract. Defendant Angela Godsey says Terica is still using drugs, and now she's addicted to crystal meth. Angela claims 4 months ago Terica smashed in her windows because Angela refused to give her money, and she's countersuing Terica for a judgment.
Start with you.
Well, after my parents divorced, my mother, she had different men in and out the house. By the time I was a teenager, my mom was dating this man that exposed her to cocaine.
Exposed her to cocaine?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, I got exposed to it from being around it.
Got it.
Okay.
You became a cocaine addict?
Yes, I did.
Powder or crack?
Both.
Okay. How long were you doing that?
When I was 18 years old. It started when I was 18.
And what year was that?
In 2008.
All right.
When I was 23 years old, 5 years later, I went to outpatient treatment for 22 months. I graduated October 2015. And 2 months after that, that's when the crack cocaine became a problem. And I used for 2 years. In 2018, I decided it's not the life I wanted to live. And I've been clean since April of 2018.
Oh, good.
5 years later, I went to outpatient treatment for 22 months. I graduated October 2015. And 2 months after that, that's when the crack cocaine became a problem. I decided it's not the life I wanted to live, and I've been clean since April of 2018.
Oh, good.
Plaintiff Terica Baskin is suing her mother, who claims Terica is addicted to crystal meth, and she is desperate to get her daughter some help.
And you go to NA meetings?
I do not go to NA meetings.
Why?
Well, I haven't had the will to go. I feel like I didn't need it.
Okay. If and when you relapse, remember the judge said 95% of the people I've seen that didn't go relapsed. And the opposite is truth as well. 95% of the people who went didn't relapse. Take your chance and remember my words. And perhaps, God forbid, you do relapse, you'll then know that you do need to go to NA to keep your strength. And other than that, what's your relationship been with your mother?
It's been crazy. Like, I never received any gifts on my birthday. Instead of spending time with me, she would be at the casino on my birthdays. And by the time I was 14, I finally asked for a present, and that's when she bought me 2 packs of cigarettes and some liquor and a quarter of weed for my birthday.
Girl, you smoking?
I did smoke weed.
No, cigarettes.
Yes, I was smoking cigarettes too.
All right. Yeah, it was a problem. She bought you a gift of what you do.
Yeah. And the result, that's why my life is upside down.
I'm just playing. You know I'm messing with you, ma'am. And now that you're in recovery, I can play like that. So let me hear from you, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. I am a parent of 10 adult children. I am now raising 5 little grandkids. 4 years ago, I had to bury a daughter due to an accidental overdose.
Of what?
Heroin and cocaine, I believe, is what the autopsy said. So a year and a half ago, my son got into an accident. He hasn't woke up yet. So it's been a year and a half of my son being unconscious. Okay. And Terica is still using.
How do you know?
Her boyfriend told me that she's on something called crystal meth now. And whenever she comes to my house, if I don't give her money, she goes crazy. And one of my other sons seen her and said, Terica, stop it. You're acting just like somebody's on meth.
How long ago was that?
3 months ago. And then I didn't believe the boyfriend until one of my sons said, yes, Mom, she's on crystal meth. I could tell how they act. And if I don't give her money, because I refuse to be an enabler anymore, she busts out my windows, break my furniture.
When did she do that?
This has been about 4 months ago. Would you like to see the
Did you
picture?
do this?
Sir, it was an accident. Me and my sister, we were getting into an argument. My mother was not there. It was not intended to my mom. I accidentally, when I was leaving out of her house, I had a cup in my hand. And when I was running out the house, the glass broke by accident.
You all have been fighting?
Not physical, though.
Oh.
But
You were running, you said.
I was running out the house.
Why, if you hadn't gotten into a fight?
Because my sister, she always wants to call the police for no reason, and I don't like
So
the
you were
police.
running from the police?
Basically, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you definitely did something wrong. All right. What else happened with that day?
Broke out my window, picked up one of my chairs
How about the chair?
and threw the chair and broke
What
my
happened
chair.
to the chair?
I threw the chair at my sister, but I missed.
Why were you all fighting?
My sister doesn't like me. She doesn't like me around my mother.
Why?
I have no idea. She doesn't like none of my
Oh.
sisters and brothers, including myself.
She doesn't
When
like
she's in
none
town-
of your other children around you?
They're very jealous of one another. I don't know why. I
your-
treated them all the same. They all turn out so different. But I can't bury another child. Terica needs help. I would like to also ask the court, Your Honor, if Terica can get treatment.
No, we gotta wait till she's ready. She doesn't want any
Yeah,
treatment,
yeah.
do you? You don't want any treatment, do you?
Sir, I don't need treatment.
Right. Yeah. You gotta wait till she hit rock bottom. But you say you're not on drugs, or are you?
I'm not on drugs. No.
Okay, so there's no way we can help her. She don't need our help, she says.
Okay.
So one day she's gonna come to you and say, Mama, I need help. You can call us then.
That's something I can't go through no more,
Yeah.
bearing a child.
Plaintiff Terica Baskin is suing her mother, who claims Terica is addicted to crystal meth, and she is desperate to get her daughter some help.
What are you suing for?
In 2016, due to my addiction, I reached out to my mother to help me, and she drove all the way from Florida to pick me up. And my intention was to go straight to rehab. That never happened. I went straight to the streets. And due to that, I was in and out of jail all of 2017. And June of 2017, I received papers saying that I owe child support because my kids was on public assistance. In August, I took my kids out of my mother's household and I put them with family members. And I came back to Ohio. I cleaned myself up. I got me a job, took care of my kids, enrolled them in school, and I filed my taxes. And my taxes was $5,000. Let's see.
Your tax refund.
Yes, my tax refund.
You intended to get $5,000 back.
Yes,
And
it's
what
right
happened?
here. It went to my mother.
Okay. For
After
taking care of the children?
no,
For what?
she did not take them off of public assistance when we left in August.
And that's what the $5,000 is for?
No, 6 months ago I filed my taxes and it got garnished.
Mm-hmm.
For child support, my mother hasn't had my kids since
Did you
2007.
tell the garnishment people that?
Yes, I did.
And what did they say?
They told me that I need to send in a money order so they can reopen the case.
Did you do it?
I have not done it yet.
So why are you here? If you haven't done what the other law enforcement
My
told you
mother,
to
she
do.
told me she was going to do it. She was in Florida.
Did you say you were going to do it?
No. Well, I did call the Job and Family Services and Children's Services and told them I no longer had the kids.
When did you
Now
do
the
that?
next step in 2017, the next step was for Terica to do her part, go down there, file legal papers,
Yeah, she
pay a
just told me they
$50
told her
fee,
to file.
and she hasn't done that.
Yeah, she just told me. You just told me you didn't do what they told you to do. So you want them to get it off of her.
Well, my mother, she told me, when I told my mom I'm getting my taxes.
Whatever, ma'am. They told you what to do, and you have not done it. Instead, you want to sue your mother who had to take care of your children while you were cracked out. And you try to act like you have nothing that you should repay.
sir.
You know, I say this all the time. Recovering drug addicts like to come in and act like they've done nothing wrong. All you want to do, I used to be on drugs, but I didn't do nothing to nobody, so just forgive me and forget that ever happened. No, the children can't forget it ever happened. She can't forget it ever happened. The state who you ripped off can't forget it ever happened. None of us can forget it ever happened until you go back and make repairs where you can.
Your Honor, I gave my mother $6,000 to take us in.
You did?
Yep.
Thank you.
For taking us
there
in.
you go.
I did.
Now, what do you call yourself suing her for the day, though?
$4,500.
For what?
Um,
Something you said the court ordered?
yes.
Let's see the order where it says she had to pay.
Oh, I don't have my court.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. I'm sorry, too. If you can't prove it, I don't know what I can do for you.
I don't have any evidence showing that, but I do have evidence showing that my mother likes to fraud the system and collect money for money that's not owed to her.
Okay. Well, you're suing her about this. I need an order.
I have an order.
Now, let's see it, please. What does your order indicate?
Just indicates how much she owed me at that time for child support.
You?
Yes.
Yep. This is as of 17. And you were past due. Anything else?
Sir, my paper right here, the garnishment in my paper, it shows that she received the payment in 2019. My mother hasn't seen my kids in 2 years.
You wouldn't follow up, Bam. They told you what to do and you won't follow up. So don't come today wanting me to make rulings on your mother based on what you say occurred when the state told you exactly what to do to straighten it out. And you've done zero of what they told you to do. I don't know whether you're right or wrong. I don't know whether you're right or wrong. All I know is you don't have a court order. And secondly, they've told you exactly what to do and you haven't done it. Your counterclaim for $5,000 for judgment. How does she owe you? Tell me about that.
In 2014, when I was living in Florida, and I left her my truck and told her not to drive it because I don't have insurance on it. She drove it, got into an accident, and the people that she hit had insurance. So they went after her, went after me because it was my car.
Yep. She agreed to pay, or you have a judgment against you?
Yes.
All right, and you want her to pay for it, obviously.
Yes.
Plaintiff Terica Baskin is suing her mother, who claims Terica is addicted to crystal meth, and she is desperate to get her daughter some help.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
Well, the insurance company came after me, and I have paper right here showing.
Yes, see what you have. Upon motion, it finds that the defendants have been served with the summons, have failed to answer. That's why you were given the default judgment. You never answered. You never responded. How do you continue to fail to respond to legal issues and then think you should win something? You didn't go. You could have went and fought it, perhaps. I'll grant you a judgment of $5,000. And ma'am, you have to go and get evidence that she is to repay you money that the state gave her to care for your children. So go where they told you to go.
Can you ask my mother? Because she told me.
She's not going to agree that she's
Mother, can you agree?
She's not going to
told
give
me
you
you
$4,000.
You told me you was going to pay that to me because you said you didn't know it was my money.
I told her if she agreed to go to treatment, I would help her out. I would get her an apartment. I would pay 3 or 4 months. But I'm not an enabler. I refuse to give money to her to make the drug man richer.
This is the paper. My tax was garnished for 2 years. Last year and this year. She got money twice for 2 years.
Okay, well go and take that to whoever makes that decision. They've told you what to do. You want to take a shortcut and come to me and have me do the work. I'm not doing your work. Go where they told you to go. Do your own work. Then if you get a judgment, then you can come back to me. And all I'll ask her is, have you paid this judgment or not? She says no. Give you your money. Right now, I have nothing to go on. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted. Have a good day.
I said I would do everything in the power to help you. All I want you to do is to get help, Terica.
No, Mom, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with everyone. I'm done.